Hey, Yagaho guys, so we took a week off because Pokemon Worlds happened, and Fizz, Envy, and pretty much just Fizz and Envy. George was moving off to college or something like that, and Cooper was trying to get internet installed. So yeah, we ended up delaying until just pretty much a full week. But here we are in the conference championship game, and yeah, last week we were able to pick up a victory over the Rail Marill because of some crazy stuff that we brought. Skull Burn, and a Aggron sweep at the end, which was great to finally get off. Speaking of games that were influenced by, the way that this game isn't always deterministic, we had the Atlanta Hawluchas defeating the Philadelphia Scizors, and that means we're playing Fizz, and when I learned this news, I was overjoyed because, as you can see, that means we're going to be able to play on Pokemon X because Fizz has Mega Scizor, which is not something that requires me to play on Omega Ruby, so awesome. So, now, as you know, there's some kind of issue, and that's the Volcanion. We don't have a great fire resist on the team. So I decided we need to go with some crazy improvisational strats in order to win this game. And we're going to look at what he's got going on right here, and we see no Volcanion, which I was very glad to see. We got Whimsicott, Hawlucha, Heliolisk, Zoroark, Salamence, and Mega Scizor. So mixing some things up from last time. And that means, in addition to Volcanion on the bench, we got Florges, Porygon 2, very glad to not see that thing, Rhyperior, and Kecleon not coming this week. So, as I said, I decided, you know what, our best way to combat Fizz this week and try to make it to the League Championship, because that's what our goal is right now, is to go with an unconventional strategy that it might work, it might not, but we're going to see the team I got right now. So, we're going to start off with Sableye up the top, and he is going to be using Swagger this game. I don't really need another move on him because Swagger is just that overpowered. So that's Sableye. We got Prankster ability, of course, going to be able to use that very well. Gliscor, has been a pretty great physical wall for us all season. That 4x Ice weakness has been a hindrance at times, but I think we can patch it up just fine if we just run Swagger on him. And I thought about putting Roost on there, but I decided, I don't think we'll need it. I think Swagger alone is just going to be good enough. So we're just going to roll with just Swagger and Gliscor this week. Magnezone, I thought was a must bring because, Volcanion is weak to Electric, but it's also weak to Swagger. So I decided, you know what, we're just going to go with Swagger instead because I think that's going to be probably more reliable. Like, there could be like Rhyperior switch-ins if, we tried to go for an electric move, stuff like that. So, but Swagger's going to affect Rhyperior as well, and I don't really think we need another move. So, yeah, we'll just go with Swagger. Magnezone should be fine. Claydol this week. We got a shiny Claydol this week. That's going to be pretty cool. I actually just caught this one in the Sky Pillar while I was training up somebody else, so that was pretty cool. So we just caught him. We're just using him. And, Claydol, we haven't got to use him too much this year. His spin services have not been necessary. But I think if we put Swagger on this game, I think he'll have a chance to maybe repeat his performance from week 1. And maybe rack up a couple of kills. Because, it's a pretty powerful move putting on him. He's not the most powerful guy, but, that's why you gotta use some high-powered moves. Then we got the long-awaited return of Sorcerer Aggron. This week, gonna be coming through and bringing some mind-affecting magic this week in the form of Swagger. We're going to try to pick up some KOs. Wasn't able to quite pick up a KO directly last time we brought him, but maybe he will be able to this week. Going to be bringing Swagger, and he doesn't really need any of his other Sorceress magic this week. I think Swagger's going to be fine. And then finally, we have Weezing, who's going to try to obscure some stuff. He's a pretty good wall, and I think Swagger should allow him to be an offensive threat as well. Just have stuff beat itself up. And yeah, that's the team, and we'll see how we do against Fizz, and let's get it going. Alright, we're going to put our best foot forward, going to put out a very strong lead, and it's going to be Sorcerer Aggron, as Fizz is going to send out Bebe. Whimsicott is coming out, it's going to be able to Prankster out, prioritize us. We're going to quick Swagger, of course, best move that we got, and oh man, he was well prepared for Aggron today, as he's going to pack Swagger as well, and he's actually going to avoid our Swagger, so that's not good at all. If you look very closely, as we're going to see Aggron here is going to hit himself in confusion from Swagger. You might see there's some powder all over the place, tricky glares being cast, but we are going to break through Swagger this time. As you know, sorcerers have proficiency with charisma saving throws, which is what Swagger, of course, does. We're going to avoid Swagger right there, and gonna get his attack raised up even more. So he hasn't shown any other moves, no HP ground, anything like that. So it looks like he's kind of got the same idea that we do, which is that Swagger is just really overpowered, and we're just gonna use that, and that's gonna be our path to victory. So the advantage we have here is, of course, sorcerers, you may as well, you gotta pump that charisma, of course. You may as well pump Constitution as well, and you got proficiency with those kind of saving throws as well. And Aggron got very good Constitution, very, very hardy Pokemon, as you know, even when he's in his Mage form. And he's going to be able to pick up a KO here on the Whimsicott through Swagger, and that's going to be great. We're going to go up 6-5 early in the game, and here's this guy. Now, this guy doesn't have a Bright Powder, of course, because he's got to hold his Mega Stone, so there's that. We are actually going to avoid his Swagger right there, so our, Sorceress, bright, glittering runes able to help us out right there. Gonna apply a Swagger, and Aggron is going to live this, so no superpower, nothing like that. You don't really need that when you have the power of Swagger. Unfortunately, Sorcerer Aggron is gonna go down here, but he did put us ahead. We do already have a Swagger applied on this thing. Unfortunately, it's going to immediately snap out, so we're pretty much back to square one. But here's going to be our new shiny Claydol, and he's going to be able to land a Swagger, so we are pretty much dead even right here. As Mega Scizor's got a lot of attack power, though. It's going to be whacking itself pretty hard. And Claydol is a pretty cool guy, but attack power is not necessarily his forte. So looks like we might have a little bit of an advantage here, but it's still very even, as we're going to continue to exchange Swaggers and just keep ramping each other's attack power up. He's already got his attack power maxed from our Swaggers, and now he's going to snap out. We're actually going to both snap out, and being slower there works to my advantage, because I was already confused when he used his Swagger, and when I use my Swagger, he's not confused because he already snapped out. So a little bit of a pro play right there, making sure to have the EVs to outslow. Actually, I don't think we even needed EVs on this Claydol, did we? I don't think we did, because Swagger's just too good. So thankfully, having the underspeed, put some pro plays in and make sure we're slower so we can get that advantage in the Swagger war. Hawlucha's going to come in, and that did a lot. So we are going to snap out here, though, and we're going to be able to get this Hawlucha. At least I think it's a Hawlucha. We did see a Zoroark earlier, so I don't know. It's going to hit itself pretty hard in Fusion, and Claydol's got probably one more hit left in it, as I was able to take the KO on Mega Scizor. We are still kind of, sort of, yeah, we're still up right now. We're still up by one. Aggron put us up. Hopefully we're going to be able to keep our lead going on here, as yeah, this thing, whatever it is, whether it's Zoroark or Hawlucha or whatever, looks like it is going to be intent to go with the same. So it looks like Fizz has developed the same strategy that we had here, which is just that Swagger is way too good, and that's really probably the only move he needs to click, and I'm kind of the same mindset right here. So unfortunately, we're going to see Claydol go down, and Magnezone's going to come in and try to be awesome, as he's going to miss a Swagger. Unfortunately, that's not very good for us. We do snap out here, and we do apply Swagger again, and I think, yeah, his attack's kind of getting up there. He might actually knock himself out from the next hit, but we'll see. Magnezone, again, he's spinning his tunes. Powerful UFO going around here. Got a metal-coated body and not known for his physical attack power. So Magnezone, is actually pretty resilient against this Swagger strategy that Fizz is currently employing against us. And he's going to snap out here. We are confused and hit ourselves. So this we haven't gotten any damage on this thing in quite a while. And now Magnezone is kind of taking a dump in the bed right now. It's not doing that great. But we're going to snap through, and we're going to apply another Swagger here. And finally he's going to hit himself. And yeah, kind of what I thought. Once he finally gets that hit off, it's going to be dead skis. And oh man, Ninja Body replacement coming in. So one of those was Zoroark, and I don't know if it was this one or the other one, but anyway, I guess we'll find out from him after the battle, so we can properly award kills in this game. Of course, in the GBA we keep track of kills, and this is no exception. The kill goes to pretty much like the last Pokemon to apply the confusion status is who gets credit for the kill. So again, this thing has the same strategy that we've been seeing here, and right now we're doing pretty good. We've been able to hit through a couple times, but we are starting to get pretty low. Getting his attack power built up there, and we're going to live on 8 HP, so a very clutch, important live in this game. We're actually going to avoid a Swagger right there and snap out, so extremely good luck for us right there, as we are going to apply a Swagger once again, and his attack is starting to get up there, and he's going to get Swagger back on us, though. And will we break through? Will we break through? Not this time. So we only had 8 HP left. and it looks like it's going to be back to even now, but he's already got some stages of confusion going on, and stages of attack being raised, rather, so we're still kind of ahead. I feel like we're still kind of up, even if the score isn't necessarily saying that, so Gemini Man is here, and he's got 2 brains, so hopefully that's going to help him out with his charisma saves, because he's kind of got 2 personalities anyway, being big coughing head and little coughing head. That was the basis for the nickname. So Machine Gun Carl Anderson comes in, and he's going to go for Swagger, and he's going to miss. Good job. We got those dual brains going on. We just lost Magnezone, but now we got the dual brains going on. Dodges some Swaggers. And we got him Swaggered as well. So we're currently up, and yeah, actually we already have his attack power maxed out, so starting to get his up there as well. As it looks like at this point, it looks like we've kind of brought very similar strategies, but so far, Aggron came in at the start and was able to get us a lead, and right now it's kind of up to Weezing to see if we can press this lead and try to. Right now it's a 3-2. We're gonna see if we can maybe finish it off. Just with Weezing, it's we might need somebody else, but Weezing's doing a pretty good job right now. He's already got this guy down really low, so his attack power is maxed out. Gonna hit himself again, but again a clutch HP live. Way to go, Weezing, living on 4 HP. Awesome job. And he's maxed out now, so Weezing is almost taking out 2 guys. It looks like maybe one more hit is gonna be all we need to finish off this Heliolisk right here. And he's gonna continue to go Swagger, and we're gonna do much of the same, because why would we need to click another move, guys? I mean, come on, seriously. So indeed, he is gonna take down the Heliolisk, and we're gonna actually break through right there, and it's not gonna be a double down. So Mince comes in, Tamatanga, not gonna DD up or anything like that, because you don't need to. I mean, Swagger is pretty much the best setup move in the game, if you guys didn't know. So here's this. We're gonna apply. Get his attack power boosted up, and he's going to continue to apply Swagger stuff. So we got 4 HP, so I don't care how much attack power we have. We just have to break through, and we break through again. We don't break through this time, but, man, Weezing put in a lot of work right there. Got 2 KOs. Nicely done, nicely done. And here comes Gliscor, the guy who was able to get us a win over Fizz in the regular season, and here it comes in the playoffs. Can we get a win in the playoffs over Fizz with Gliscor as well? Swagger's a pretty good way to prep for Gliscor, so it can't hurt you. It can't. I mean, Poison Heal, I guess, is a thing, but I decided not to bring Poison, or I think I did that Poison Heal just in case he brought Toxic. But Bright Powder's gonna be better. I guess I could have done Sand Veil as well, but whatever. Swagger is gonna be all we really need to win this game. We still have Sableye in the back as well. Sableye, the master of Swagger, directing the troops from the back, the ninja master himself. And Tamatanga just needs to hit it one more time, and it does. And with that, we're going to notch a 2-0 victory over the Atlanta Hawluchas, and we are going to the league championship. Whew, what a game, what a game. Came into it with a very clear, picture of victory and how we were going to achieve it. And we just pretty much executed it to near perfection. I mean, not to take away from Fizz, he had a great game plan coming in as well. Very similar to ours, but our execution was just a little bit better. Our pokes were just a little bit better trained than his this game. And I think maybe that's what, there's a little bit better prep and training in the mountains and all that stuff. And that's probably what led us to this 2-0 victory. So, and on top of that, we had a certain advantage that we do have most of our seasons. And with that, we'll go ahead and get into Pokemon of the game. Our Pokemon were pretty well versed in our charisma saves, as you know, this game, and that is due to our Pokemon of the game, which is, of course, every game we bring him to, he's Pokemon of the game. It's always going to be Aggron. Sorcerer Aggron going 1-1 this game. Not the best ratio on the team. I believe Weezing actually went 2-1, but Sorcerer Aggron was able to do a great job, led off, and man, it was rough the first 2 turns, as Swagger, didn't land, and then, hit ourselves and couldn't even get anything going on that Whimsicott until the 3rd turn, but eventually we were able to turn it around, and actually Aggron was able to pick up the KO on Whimsicott and kind of get the Mega Scizor ready for Claydol to pass the baton in, and really just kind of go from there. Gave us an early lead that we were able to keep pretty much the whole game. It got close a couple times, but yeah, we were able to hold on to our lead and not look back. And on top of that, Aggron, among his many magical tricks that he has in his arsenal, sorcerers only have a certain number of spells, but Aggron's he's a little bit better sorcerer than most. He's got quite a few spells in his bag of tricks. And before the game, I figured just in case Fizz were to try to bring a similar strategy to us, because it is, a very powerful strategy, of course, why wouldn't he bring it? Just to be safe from that, Aggron was able to share his Charisma save proficiencies with some of the rest of the team in the locker room, and that ended up to be a major preparation advantage to our corner. So that might have been a major contributing factor to why we were able to win this game and become the Johto Conference champions. So there it is. Next week, we're going to play the winner of Envy and George. I can't remember exactly everything that both of them have. I know Envy has Wobbuffet, and that doesn't even learn Swagger, so I'm really not concerned about that. I think most, if not all, of George's pokes can, so I think it's going to be a threat. Between the two, probably George is going to be the more threatening team because of that. He does have Manaphy, and Manaphy, I believe, does get Swagger, so that's going to be a tough one to take on next week. But yeah, that's it. We're going to be playing in the League Championship. Hopefully coming next week unless we take a break. So I will see you guys for that one. Great game, Fizz. You had a great game plan, but we were just a little bit better on this day. And oh, by the way, guys, in case you didn't figure it out, you all just got pranked.